hardly any more hairs. Yeah, we're getting ready. I figured you guys could have these comfy seats. Aw. They're amazing stuff. Oh, I see. Nice.
You haven't been here, I forgot.
No, this is
And
awesome.
we were here in January.
Yeah, we didn't get to.
Nobody's
Beautiful.
watching anyway, but now they can't hear us.
Nice.
I thought you already took one. A little bunny rabbit out there and everything.
Aw. Gwen would be going crazy. Gwen. Can't forget about Gwen.
Spoiled child we never had. So y'all just here for Schwanzig's?
Yeah, we thought it'd just be. We
Fair enough.
so rarely have nothing to do on a weekend, you know, and then we. How did we come? We came up.
We're just kind of dicking around, clearing out her classroom, and we were. I don't know how. Yeah, how
Well,
it came
Steph
up.
and I, we talked about it on our run today. For some reason, when Steph was there, we were like,
Yeah, so she
oh
was-
no, Steph was going. She said today she was going to Greenwood. She and Ron and
Oh, yeah.
and Brian just to go to some like super liquor store in Greenwood that they like. And it's like, well, we like to go to the Cork in Columbus, you know. And it's like, we should do that. Well, he was like, I would never just go there though, just to buy booze. And it's like, yeah, but we need to try out the one pizza place because it's like that would give us a reason to go. And he was like, we should do that tonight.
Well, you always have a reason to go because you saw how close we are to
Right,
Cork.
right.
I'll be back in a few.
So yeah, we didn't have anything,
Okay.
any other obligations. So I was like, yeah, we should do that.
What do you think about? Oh yeah, this is alright.
What's it called?
Beautiful and the Dam.
Oh yeah.
How is it?
While you were in the bathroom, a deer went along the shoreline and cut back in. It wasn't out for long. So
There's a bunny right there.
I think it's a little bit spicier than I prefer. I like my bourbon sweet.
Thank you.
But this is a great view. This is incredible.
So peaceful.
Quite nice. This is gonna be I mean, it's already an amazing sunset, but it should just get better because we're still 13 minutes away from the setting part. So, but yeah, this is really nice. We think we have the best view probably because it's mostly
On the lake.
they have the best view.
They do. She does.
For sure. We have the second.
Oh.
Man. Go to her house.
That's fair, I guess. She gets a better west. Yeah. She has a better yard for sure. 'Cause our yard is slanty.
Yeah, this is very peaceful.
Just a little bunny out here. Yeah.
There have been a lot of rabbits for sure this year. They did what rabbits do.
Yeah. Plus, we have a lot more clover, and I think they must like the clover.
Yeah.
Only house on the street
Yeah.
doesn't have a good lawn. Or,
It's like what we wind up doing everywhere we've ever lived. We make the lawn go to clover, not by any like intention, but we
Oh.
just don't put like
Stuff
whatever.
out,
Yeah.
yeah.
And everybody else like.
Kills those little stuff.
But we have, I mean, a ton of bees, bunnies, like all of the wildlife. We have a ton of butterflies like during the day.
Nice.
It's nice.
We haven't had any rabbits in the backyard since Pippins or something.
Oh, that
Wonder
seems
why.
Very
And a dog, a rabbit killer.
word got out.
Sent a message.
So
Don't come around here.
when Zoe was little, she caught him killing some, and she rescued. I wasn't home for it, but she was able to rescue like 3 bunnies, but they were half dead and they were babies. And so we went to the wildlife rescue, and I was like, it's fine, like we got them, you know. And she was just sobbing, and the woman there, she was like, just pretend that you're gonna save them. Like, and so she was like, we're gonna do everything we can for them. She's like, okay. It's like, but yeah, like who knew that Pippin could be such a killer?
It's a Yorkie poo. He's a tiny
Tiny
little.
dogs
Yeah.
are the meanest though.
Yeah.
Like they be crazy. We had a toy poodle growing up, and he like mostly was great, and sometimes was just insane, like insane dog.
Well, now we've adopted Alex's
Frenchie.
Frenchie,
Oh,
Gwen, and we love her so much, but she would be a killer. Like, we get her toys, and she goes for the jugular every single time, and she just grabs it by the throat and she just shake. It's like she's crazy.
We got her this little toy duck, and it was like indestructible duck made out of the same stuff as like fire hoses. We're like, yeah, and that fucking duck was dead.
Well,
in
I
like
put duct
3
tape around
days.
it like
was
3 different
Jesus.
times, all in the neck. She's just vicious with it, but yeah.
At least she'll protect you guys,
Like-
right?
Right. Oh no, she
What's
would
all
just
this
look a
stuffing all
real
over?
intruder.
Oh.
We've tried so many different types of toys in like the 2 months we've had her, and she just destroys everything. Like, the only thing, like, we got her some like orange balls that have,
They're hollow and they.
because Frenchies have trouble breathing, so they she can hold it in her mouth and still breathe. So she loves to like play fetch and just kind of carry the ball around. So she doesn't shoot those up yet. I mean, those are things that have withstood the test. But like, even I got like a braided rope selected because she loves to play tug of war, and she somehow unbraided it.
It was a day.
I mean, like,
Less than a
literally
day.
just started shredding it. It's
You know,
like,
it was like, this is supposed to last like a long time.
yeah, she can find
That's
the
like
one little weak
4
point and
hours.
then just go at it.
Smart.
Yeah, she's very smart. She's opened her kennel twice because we still kennel her at night. And like the first time was freaky. Like, here she was again 5 minutes later. It's like, what are you doing?
Magic dog.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, I always knew that Pippin was dumb, right? He was a dumb dog, and I knew it. And I would tell people,
Sweet,
this
he's
dog is
sweet.
really stupid. Like, this is a dumb dog. Like, he barely knows his name. Like, he's dumb. And then we got Gwen, and it was like,
She's so
I knew he was dumb. But I didn't really appreciate like how dumb he was, because that's a low fucking bar with that he set. This dog is
Like, when you talk to Gwen, she kind of tilts her head and she stares at you. Like, you can just tell she's processing. Like, what are these humans trying to express to me? Like, she's so, like, in tune with, like, what is, she definitely understands several things. But, I mean, like, just if you're just talking to her in normal voice, she still will just, like, stare at you like, I'm engaged. I'm trying to figure it out, It's kind of,
and she just learned so quickly. Like, we took her for a ride in the car. I took Eli to work, and like, let her ride. She was curious. Like, all right, well, let her. And now every time we go to the garage, she's like, I like riding in the car. Can we come? She was so disappointed today, both when we went to the school and then when we came here. Like, and she knows. Like, I go to pick up the car keys and put my wallet in my pocket. She's like, let's roll, bro. I'm ready.
if she can reach her leash, she'll bring her leash to us, like, wanting to go for walks and stuff. The first time we had to, so we told Alex, we babysat her for Alex when Alex went to her fiance's from Louisiana, and so they went there to introduce the twins to his family. And she has 3 dogs. She has 2 Frenchies and a Siberian Husky. So she gave myself, Taylor's dad. Well, they took the Siberian Husky, and she gave myself, Gwen, and she gave my ex-husband Jerry, Benny, the other Frenchie, to watch. Just like for the week when they were gone. And then, but they just kennel them all the time because the twins and just they're just in their kennels all the time. And so, like, by the second day, he's like, yeah, we can't let her go back to a kennel, and so.
She's
But,
living her best life. It was real clear.
but then, like, 3 weeks into us keeping Gwen, she was like, I miss Gwen, I want to see her. I said, well, we can drop her off for beer runners if you want. You can keep her, or you can hang out with her while we do beer runners. And then, because we were doing it on the west side, it's like, then we'll just come get her. And so we were already just like, oh, we hope that Gwen doesn't like miss it and want to stay. And as soon as we got there, she grabbed her leash and ran to us and was like, let's go. I'm ready.
Don't bring me back here, please.
And then she kept her, we told, like, our agreement was,
She's not our dog.
Yeah.
We are long-term fostering. So she's still Alex's dog. So
well,
that was the deal.
so
It's
here's
like,
the thing. Alex bought Benny first and then decided that she wanted to use him as a stud. So she decided to buy a female Frenchie that she could breed. but she found this designer Frenchie in Michigan, and it cost Alex like $6,000 plus it was a contract that Alex has to give this woman so many of Gwen's litters before Alex is outright. So she's literally, I mean, she's under contract to be bred, at least 2 litters, I think, plus $6,000. Yeah, it's crazy. So first Alex is like, well, I'm not legally allowed to just give her away because I'm under contract, you know. The woman's uncle is a veterinarian, so she has to be like artificially inseminated, and then she has to have a C-section, and yeah, it's insane. So we don't have any control over that. We can't possibly buy it out. I mean, it'd cost us probably $12,000 to $15,000 to like actually stop her from being bred, you know, because she's into 2 sets of puppies. So I'm certainly hoping she's like can't have babies. That's my secret hope, is that she just can't get pregnant, you know. She's 2 right now, so maybe when she's 3, you know, they're gonna try and breed her. But so she's like, you guys can foster her and keep her, and you know, so we'll pay all the vet bills, and then like, when we go away on vacation, she's like, she can come back to us, and then, you know, so we have like a win-win situation.
That is a deal.
all
Yeah.
upside,
Yeah,
no
somebody else is paying all of her vet bills.
Dog. Like, all
We
right.
said that we're just buying her food and loving her while she's with us, but yeah, we're both pretty attached to her, so it's gonna be hard to like have to let her go get pregnant and not get her babies, and you know, go through all that stuff that we don't have any control over. But she is a precious dog.
She's so sweet. She doesn't bite people like Frodo did.
No.
You've had like a menagerie of dogs, I feel like.
Yeah.
Well, she's their 3rd, so I got, well, 4th technically. I had another one briefly, but so I had a miniature dachshund. When
Well, you probably met
we got
Frodo.
a miniature
Yeah.
dachshund. Yeah, you met Frodo, right? And he was a great dog for me. He was less of a great dog for anybody else. So he was like up my ass all the time. But then if I wasn't around, he was mean as a striped snake to other people. Which, you know, whatever. So, but he bit a couple people, and it's like, fuck, am I gonna put this dog down? He's fucking biting people. And then and then I got Arwen, who was another miniature dachshund. Well, my ex-wife did, without my knowledge or consent, on my birthday. And we actually we had to leave the bar, because that's when she decided something. It was a few drinks in. I think she thought that would make it better. And I was just like, you did fucking what? I don't want another dog. I didn't want the first dog. She lasted a little while, but she was an excitable peer, right? So she would pee if you're like, hey, Arwen. But if you ignored her, she would also pee.
Oh, no.
So it was like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. I was like, get her to the fucking dog. So we gave the dog away, and then I got Pippin in a drunken moment of weakness. Kids.
What is this? Sorry,
It's
can
over
we?
here, isn't it?
That's not like coming from the lake.
I mean, it sounds like a cat to me. What does it sound like to you?
It sounds like a cat frog.
I was gonna say more like a frog, I think.
Like a frog meowing.
Yeah, that kind of.
I haven't seen her cats in forever.
They're definitely there. I see them in the window sometimes.
Okay, she's there. We saw
She
her
is?
this morning. Yeah.
Oh.
She said she's had some crazy deadline.
Oh, and
at work.
bats?
We have bats. We have a lot of birds.
Dove or?
Yeah, probably. I like them because they eat the bugs.
Mm-hmm. Those are bats.
It's just like a mosquito breeding
Mm-hmm.
ground right there.
Yeah. When it gets too bad, we'll go back inside.
Did you say Arwen for the dog? Is that your uncle's?
Yeah,
That's like an
they had an
unusual. Where
Arwen.
does that come from?
Lord of the
Lord of the
Rings.
Okay.
Yeah. And they had a Frodo too, actually.
Did they?
But it was
Aw.
a ferret.
Your parents did?
My aunt and uncle.
Oh, your aunt and uncle. Are they big Lord of the Rings people? Or?
Apparently. That's news to me. Like, that was all when I was a little kid.
Yeah,
They
okay.
had all these. I guess Arwen was.
That's fairly recent.
That was fairly recently. She died.
I mean, they probably got her, but
There
Old
aren't
user
very
or
many
something?
female characters
Yeah.
in the Lord of the Rings, so your options are real limited.
Yeah. Especially for a dog to understand,
Yeah.
like,
Mm-hmm.
too
So,
many syllables.
Like
Right.
Frodo, I thought Frodo was fun. He's a miniature doctor, so I'm like, he's a halfling.
I get it.
So his registered name was Frodo Baggins of the Shire the Third. And I just came across his registration papers yesterday. And then, so when we got the new one, it was like, oh, I will name this one Arwen because she's a female. So like, this is what we got. And then,
Yeah,
she had
Pippin
got-
too.
and then we got Pippin.
Mhm.
Like, well, we got a whole Lord of the Rings theme here.
Did
So,
who played Galadriel? What's the actress?
Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there an actress named Gwen, or is there a character named Gwendolyn, or anything like that? Because if so, then that's just a
Oh,
little bit
yeah,
too much
right.
coincidence.
I don't think so. I mean, Liv Tyler played Arwen,
Mhm.
and I can't think of any other. There
I-
was another female character. It was Aragorn's, and then she ended up with Faramir.
Mhm. I don't know her name.
Yeah, from Rohan. I can't remember her name either.
What's Gwen's legal full name? I call her Gwennifer. I like Gwennifer, but
We decided to rename her Gwynnifer as an homage to
The Witcher.
but her legal
Have you seen
name is Gwen Stefrenchie.
I love it. That's amazing. That's amazing.
So yeah, so Yennefer from The Witcher, we were like Gwynnifer. So
It's a video game turned series.
Okay.
The
there's like
first
three seasons on Netflix with Henry Cavill as
The
the main
Witcher,
character. Yeah.
but then he didn't like the direction the directors took with it.
So he quit. They've hired Liam Hemsworth to take over the role, but we haven't seen
Yeah,
what that's going to look like yet.
Okay.
it's a good series. The first year, it's very good.
I thought season 2 was better than season
Really? Not enough sex in season 2.
1. Well,
Season 1 had a lot of sex.
you raise a fair point. But
It's like, do you read, so did you read Outlander, any of the series of Outlander? Like season 1 was season 1. The first book was great, but also had a lot of sex. And then it's very historical. It's like from a historical perspective, it still stays great for a couple books. But like then book 2, like had hardly any sex, and but it's still very historical. So I still, but by book 5, so like they take place like in the Highlands and part in the States, and there's time travel involved and stuff and all this kind of stuff. But by book 5, the Highlanders historically, a lot of them have either moved to like Nova Scotia, or some of them settled in North Carolina. So like book 5 almost entirely set in North Carolina, and so then it loses its appeal to me because I'm like I tried when I was on the AT Trail, because a lot of the place that the book 5 is based in was on part of the properties around the AT Trail in North Carolina. That's where I was hiking on my like second or third hike that I did there. And so I actually kept on, preserved it to listen to it while I was hiking, because like I'm in that element. But it just lost its appeal. So I haven't. She has like 9. I think there's like 9 or 10 books of the series. But
Oh wow.
yeah, it's huge, and it's a television series too, which I haven't seen. But yeah, the first book is really good.
Keep that up. I've been trying to read again. I'm only reading. What am I reading? Bridgerton. I'm reading
Oh, are you?
Bridgerton.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were talking about sex scenes.
Yeah,
so.
Bridgerton. I saw the first season of Bridgerton, but then the main character guy, when I read he wasn't coming back, I was like, dang.
Devastating.
So I didn't even try season 2. I was like, he was my favorite character.
Yeah. Season 2 was still good. Season 1 was better. The books are quite different.
Are they?
Yeah. But it's like quite different for every character.
Oh, really?
So I thought that was
Okay.
sweet.
Nice.
So season 3 came out, and that was the comment, was like, this storyline is so much better in the book. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I guess I should go read the books. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
watch season 3. We
Did
don't
you
have
agree?
Netflix. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't have Netflix. So
Okay.
I watched season 1 and 2 bedridden. One of the Airbnbs we had, like at the beginning of pregnancy, had Netflix. And that was all. I could just lay in
Yeah.
bed and just
Watch it. Yeah. I really enjoyed season 1.
It's good.
But yeah, I loved the two characters and their relationship, the whole thing. But it's really popular now. Everybody's watching it, so.
Yeah. The trick I have learned with my Pixel phone for getting accurate color representation of sunsets is to force it to do a long exposure. So it'll get the colors all pretty close,
Yeah.
but not, it's like washed out.
Okay.
Like I'm getting a lot more depth with a long exposure, it feels like. Anyway, this is doing a live stream
Yeah.
on my YouTube channel. That's just
Oh,
doing
okay.
like a real-time video, and then later I'll make it mute. I won't have the audio
Yeah,
from
yeah.
us, right? And this is doing a time lapse.
Wow.
Is our whole
three
conversation's
different-
gonna be on
Yeah,
YouTube?
no, it will not. And this is on mute, so nobody's getting
Yeah.
it. But no, I'll take the audio out. I listen because I never know, like when I go back, because this will be months from now that this will get posted, right?
Yeah.
So I gotta listen and be like, is this the time when we're playing outside? Yes, all right. Ignore the audio here.
Yeah.
We don't have a ton of desserts, but we have ice cream.
And we do have ice
Oh.
cream.
You
Would you
like
like
ice
ice cream?
No,
Are you sure?
I am. I'm sure.
Okay. We also have like Ghirardelli chocolates and things if you just need something sweet.
You know, I appreciate that. I am making small changes to be less fat. It's not working real well so far, but,
Hashtag beer.
Right.
Yeah.
well, you know, you gotta start somewhere.
Eating after 11.
Yeah. Do you want? Oh, hello, bird.
Looked over and it was very close.
Yeah, no, we'll probably go after this just because I forgot. We're not used to having Glenn in terms of like, we didn't put her in we've been keeping her out of her kennel except at bedtime.
Mhm.
That, you know, like trying like, we're going to be gone for 2 hours. How does she do? And she seems to do fine. This is probably a pretty long stretch for
This is
her.
the longest she's ever been alone out of her cage at home.
She hasn't turned up anything yet, you know, so it's been, yeah.
And just my one gnome.
Oh, yeah.
no.
It's not one.
Well, I don't care.
But,
I was
yeah.
like, so
She
as,
decided it was her
as
toy.
Father's Day gift, for some reason, my stepmom gave me a stuffed
It's a bunch of football themed things
dwarf
since I
with a
used football
fucking
themes since we
football
did this
cone
year.
hat.
So
Oh.
she did a whole football theme.
Which, okay, but I was like, I don't want this, right? So I just put it out on the ottoman and just leave it there. And then earlier this week, I was upstairs working, and Gwen was downstairs doing whatever, and I come downstairs and there's like some like stuff laying on the floor. What is this? Where did this netting come from? Well, it's the apron that the dwarf football gnome had.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah. And I was like, but I didn't put that together until she trots over with the fucking
Oh.
gnome in her mouth. And I was like, oh, I see. So she now has this new chew toy.
It's probably destroyed now.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
You might go home and there might be
Tough.
like
stuff.
sand everywhere 'cause
Yeah.
it's like one of those like heavy.
We put it back up on the ottoman, but she
Yeah.
knows how to get it down, so. You know, she has like 5 other things to chew on, so. There you go.
It's always the thing that you don't really want them to chew on.
Yeah. It's shocking to me how much she can destroy with relative ease, given how small her mouth is and how small her nose is. It's like, how can you breathe while you're ruining stuff like this?
Maybe she
so
doesn't.
quickly.
Maybe that's why it's so quick.
Right,
She
right.
knows she's got to do it in one breath.
Yeah. Go. I'm just glad she doesn't like chew on shoes and, you know, other things. She's pretty good about kind of knowing what she can and can't touch so far.
Okay.
Except for my feet.
Does she lick you?
She
Yeah.
likes to chew on my feet.
Oh, she chews on
Not
them.
in a bad
It's
way.
kind of like, you know, not hard, but like she like sort of gnaws on them a little bit when she's excited. It's like, man, stop it.
Maybe she thinks she's giving you a massage. Have you seen the beaver yet?
Not yet. Where'd the rabbit go?
I don't know. I left a little bit ago, but I don't know which direction. There's a beaver dam on the side we can't see, so it
Nice.
curves.
Do you see him sometimes?
Yeah, normally at least one of them comes down this way and
Mhm.
does something and then goes back.
Okay.
But I
Not
haven't
not
seen
much
it.
lately.
Yeah. Last year there were definitely two, because we'd see them together down
Nice.
here grabbing giant sticks and things.
Yeah.
In the winter, it's quite like apparent which trees they have destroyed on that side.
Mhm.
You just see like the remnants of the beaver.
Mhm.
That's hilarious.
Now it looks really nice and filled in, but in the winter it's like
You can see exactly.
I see where you targeted.
yeah. Well, it's raining that way.
Oh wow. Can you see other houses in the winter in this direction? Are there any?
A little bit of those houses
Mhm.
gets more
Mhm.
apparent, but there aren't any.
The willow drops off, and we
Yeah,
see a
so
lot
we can
more
see
this
all that
winter.
way.
Okay.
Yeah. But there aren't, like, this is just forest area
Okay.
for quite a ways. It's
And are
like-
the homeowners interested in selling, or are they quite happy to still be owning the house?
We assume they're happy to make their money off of our rent. It's a bit too small, so there's no basement and no like
Oh, okay,
attic.
for you guys, it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ideally, there would be one more room so we could have a guest room.
Okay.
Because right now nobody can really come and stay with
Yeah,
us, and
right.
that's hard. And we'd like to have a place for like storage.
Mhm.
Because right now it's like
Yeah.
kind of everywhere, and it's like
Right.
unsettling to have it everywhere. So.
Yeah.
But it's a great location. It's a great, like, I love living on water.
Mhm.
My parents moved to a different lake in town when I was about 10, and it was just like
Mhm.
nothing is like living on a lake.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Your body just likes being by water so much.
Mhm. Well, he loves
I
water.
feel that. I love
Yeah.
that water.
That's one of the strikes against Bloomington is like there are no
Oh,
lakes to live on. Like,
Mhm.
you can't afford Lake Monroe living, and
I
I
don't
don't want to
like
live it.
Lemon.
Yeah, Lake Lemon is insane pricing. It's like we
Yeah.
have 2 bedrooms and half a bathroom here, and you know we are a mobile home basically,
Yeah.
and we would like $800,000
Yeah.
for this. Okay, crazy people.
My ex-husband, his girlfriend Darcy, has looked for a while in Lake Lemon. She
Mhm.
really wanted it, and it's insane.
That's insane. Like crazy pricing, and I guess people pay it.
Yeah.
But
Well, everything around Bloomington in the last probably 10 years
It's blown up.
has
Yeah.
just blown up. I
know.
mean, I'm not, as a property owner, I'm not sad about it. Because I went from having a $300,000 house to like a $500,000 house, just like that.
Mhm.
Like, okay, I'm not sad about this.
Yeah.
But for anybody else who's trying to buy, or like when I bought Hunter's condo,
Well, the only reason you could do that is because your dad.
yeah, I got a family
that pricey.
discount on that,
Mhm.
and which was obviously important, but it's like I can't believe he's got a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, like 600 square foot condo. And granted, comes with access to a pool and a
It's a
garage, but those things are renting for like $1,300 a month. I mean, he's not. but I'm losing money on this, right? And it's nuts. The property prices in Bloomington are just fucking insane right now.
Yeah. I made the mistake of when we were moving back here. I mean, obviously we turn on all the Zillow stuff, and a bunch of houses that we had either offered on in Bloomington or had seriously considered in Bloomington in 2013 and 2014 were up for sale again. And I was like, oh, sure, I'll click into these, and like freaking they're 3 times as expensive or 4 times.
Yep.
So like something that we thought we couldn't afford back then at like $160,000 is now freaking $400,000. Like,
Oops.
Yeah, it's
we
nuts.
should have bought it. Would have been great.
Even to resell it.
Yeah, but at the time, I mean, that was gonna be. I mean,
Right.
living on my IU salary of $40,000 a year, right? Like
Right.
nothing.
Well, it's just bonkers. And how quickly and how high it went. I mean, it felt like overnight, because I refinanced my house a few years ago, and so I got it appraised and all that. So I knew what it, and then I had to, well, I didn't have to, but I refinanced again a couple years ago, and it was like, I'm sitting on a fucking gold mine right here. Like, all we have to do is never move, and you know, we're good to go. It's nuts how high and how fast property values spike, and I don't see an end to it, honestly.
I did read the other day that for the first time, the Bloomington market is dropping just a little bit. So it's the
It's got to at some
first
point.
time in so many months that it actually started to dip a little bit, but yeah.
I mean, the sheer volume and glut of housing that's out there has to bring it down somehow. And, you know, it's got to, because there's just so much of it now. You know, apartment complexes going up in places where I didn't even think there was room for an apartment complex, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, it's still growing.
you know, you got all this extra housing. Surely at some point,
You would
the
think.
supply is going to meet the demand or exceed the demand and drive.
Yeah, but people who are shopping for a house aren't gonna settle for an apartment.
No.
Like, we would never go back to an apartment. I don't
Right.
think, like,
No,
ever.
no.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the people, like you got 5 college kids renting a house who can now get their own apartments, you know, then that house is available.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
That's true.
Like Angela's neighborhood, there's still new development going up there, and off of that road, that, you know, that's a new development up there in that area, so they're still
they're still
somehow
building
finding new
neighborhoods,
places, yeah.
and in addition to the apartments.
Well, a lot on Tap. Tap's crazy with, like, there's, I think when Tap Road was first in, the city just did not anticipate how much growth there would be there, because the drive, like, it takes forever to get through Tap now, and, you know, and I think it was poor planning in terms of building just a narrow road, you know, it's like, there's all kinds of developments there now.
Yeah, we didn't want to live off Tap. That was like a conversation that we had, because I was like, this road is, one, it felt too far away from campus. We wanted to be closer to campus, and 2, I was like, this road is like weird. I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah,
So even
yeah, poorly planned.
Well, no one, when Tap Road was first, I mean, as what amounts to a lifelong county, I can tell you, Tap Road for a long time was just like this lonely ass road,
Yeah,
out
it was
where
farm
nobody,
country.
there was nothing.
Yeah.
So poor planning is the permitting of building all this stuff that has created the congestion.
Right.
That's the poor planning of it. But the road itself was never intended. You know, it was never intended to have that kind of traffic on it.
Yeah.
You know, where we live now,
Well, now it's like a major thoroughfare.
yeah, and
It
and
tries
it was,
to hold them, or,
and it used to be that was like far below the south border of town. So like Bloomington has expanded radically to the south and to the west specifically. When I went to college, all that shit on the west side, it just wasn't there. The movie theater, all the restaurants, all the retail, none of that shit existed, period. I went to law school, and 3 years later, I'm driving home. It's like, what the fuck is all this?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it just sprang up out of nowhere. There's all this stuff, and it's nuts. And, you know, I think anytime you have that kind of rapid expansion, it's really difficult to account for it, to plan for it, to prep for it in a way that your infrastructure can handle. And that's where Bloomington is, specifically on the south side.
Yeah, when I was a kid, Gary and Marilyn lived in Island Village, over by where Shane Wagner lives, and there was nothing. Like, we used to walk to like Kmart or Airway or whatever. It was not there anymore. But I mean, like, we could walk there because there wasn't all the traffic. It wasn't the highway. I mean, it was just West Thursday. It wasn't like a highway. You know, now it's like crazy. But also, our parents were just like, yeah, be careful. You know. Jeff had a moped. We took the moped sometimes, but it was totally safe, and yeah.
You believed it to be totally safe. Looking back,
Yeah,
was it
looking
totally
back.
safe?
Nobody died.
We were permitted to do all kinds of
Yeah.
shit. And looking back, you're like,
Never let your own kids do.
that probably wasn't real safe. I'm not sure that
Well,
they
that's
should have
true.
let us do that.
Yeah,
There we were.
yeah, that's absolutely true.
Are you
Yeah.
ready to go try to free Gwen?
Yeah.
Duck or beaver? Duck.
Duck. Sorry for no beaver. You do have a lot of lightning bugs.
Oh yeah. Oh, lightning bugs.
I heard it's like a boom year for lightning bugs.
Really?
They're supposed to be more than normal. So
We
that's-
do have a lot of them in the backyard. I always feel sad. People on Facebook will be like, "Hey, let's see lightning bugs this year." I said, we have a lot of lightning bugs in our yard, so I don't know what you guys are.
They're killing all their clover.
Yeah, yeah, I guess, yeah, because our yard's full of it.
Yeah, I don't do any yard maintenance, so. That was something I gave up a long time ago.
Is that also a duck?
So is there a path around the lake?
You can walk, like there's a sidewalk the whole
Mhm.
way. There's a stretch over here that they didn't build a sidewalk that leads right back to our street, so we have to cross. Or you could stay in the grass, but
Yeah.
you just cross over and come back. And it's like 1.2-ish to do a full loop.
But you
that's
don't
a-
get close to the water on
Yeah.
most of those.
There's not one like behind the tree line right there?
No.
No, it's just a sidewalk, and so you're by the trees, but you don't. In the summer, especially, you can't,
can't
really
see
see the
the
water.
lake.
Yeah,
Not really any trails besides the roads.
yeah. There's a couple of trails in that part of the neighborhood. So this like whole area is called Tipton Lakes, and so this lake didn't exist when I was a kid, or at least it didn't have houses on it.
Yeah.
Probably didn't exist. The main lake is man-made as well, and they started building that in like the
On the
70s,
other side.
80s. Yeah, so
Yeah.
like you probably saw it. Like, did you guys come in on Goler?
Yes.
Okay, so there's like on your left side there was a big lake,
Okay.
and so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
also we can go use that lake
Oh,
too.
nice. Do they stock it with fish and stuff?
Yes, this too. I mean, you can fish, but yeah, both of them are fishing. You can fish, you can boat, you can swim,
Nice.
whatever you want to do, pretty much.
Ton of turtles.
Yeah, we have a ton of turtles.
Have you gotten into it?
We have paddle boards and a kayak.
Okay.
So we usually use those because there are snakes.
Mm.
Which is,
Ooh.
so if we want to swim, we take the paddle board out basically and jump off in the middle and swim in the
That's
middle.
safer.
Because you're away from the.
That's what we tell ourselves.
That's what we tell ourselves. We assume that the snakes want to be like in the
In the
marshy.
reeds and stuff, yeah.
But,
Yeah. Fuck.
I don't know.
Every bit of that.
Yeah, there were a family who lived a couple houses down. They moved last summer, but they would have these massive parties, and like all of the kids
Would be out in the
would
water.
be in the water.
All the
Really?
high schoolers.
All the high schoolers, just like because they
Wow.
had like a, I think they had a senior who graduated, and that's why they moved. But like he would have friends over all the time, and it was fun to watch them. They had like
Yeah.
that giant like
Yeah.
floating mat thing,
Yeah.
and they take it out, but they were always in the water,
Wow.
and we've never seen anybody else besides us and them get in. So, but I mean, there's only like 8 houses on this lake, and this lake is only for
I don't-
what you can see.
I don't understand that neighborhood because they built up every street except the one along the
It comes down to
water.
the lake.
along the water. So it's a bunch of empty lots on the water,
Yeah.
and a bunch of everything else in the neighborhood's almost done.
Yeah. And those lots, I mean, they're not on Zillow or anything. So there's like
Really?
little for sale signs or, contact whomever it is. But
Hmm.
you can't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm sure
You
it's
gotta, you just gotta call them.
absurdly expensive. There's 2 lake lots left on the big lake, and they're $400,000 for the lot.
Just for the lot?
Just for the lot. Yeah. So I'm sure those are also crazy. But you don't get the western view over there. Like I'd want to be on this side. For sure. Especially since I run a sunset YouTube.
Right.
It would
Right.
be hard to run a sunset YouTube if you don't have a sunset view.
Yeah.
That would be a challenge.
So if you want to go kayaking or paddleboarding,
Yeah,
come
come
back.
over, come back, and then the big lake we can rent
Now
a
that I know that there are
pontoon.
snakes,
yeah.
there is no fucking way that's gonna happen.
Oh, yeah, but you don't have to get in the water.
the water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you won't fall in.
I don't want to see them.
You won't see them for sure. We've never seen them while we're actually
Oh.
out there. It's only like in the morning when I'm out here,
Yeah.
and I see one come across the water or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the big lake we can rent a pontoon boat for like $20,
Oh, nice.
something like that. $40, $20 an hour, and
Really? That's really cheap.
so it's
That's
way
super
cheaper
cheap,
than
and-
Monroe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if you
And I
want to come
love
over,
Yeah.
hanging out on a pontoon.
yeah.
Nothing is better than like hanging out on a boat, drinking beer, and just hanging out.
Chill around slowly.
Yep. Just go in.
Oh,
We'll take it.